13 signs you're quietly winning with money, even if it doesn't feel like it. Here's something that almost nobody in personal finance talks about honestly. Doing well with money doesn't feel like doing well with money. It feels like saying no to things your friends say yes to. It feels like driving a car that's paid off while your coworker parks a new one in the lot every 2 years. It feels like checking your savings account and seeing a number that's genuinely impressive and then immediately worrying it's not enough. Doing well with money, for most people, feels like falling behind because the metrics most people use to measure financial success are completely wrong. A new car signals wealth. A big house signals wealth. Designer clothes, nice restaurants, frequent vacations, all of these look like winning. All of these feel like winning to the people around you. But here's what none of those things tell you: whether there's actually money behind the image. The research is very consistent on this. The people who look the wealthiest and the people who are the wealthiest are not the same people. There's enormous overlap between high visible spending and low net worth. The relationship between looking rich and being rich is much weaker than most people assume. My name is Jonas, and today we're going through 13 signs that you are actually, genuinely, quietly winning with money, even if it doesn't feel like it, even if nobody's congratulating you for it, and even if your Instagram feed makes you feel like everyone else is somehow doing better. By the end of this video, you might be a lot further ahead than you think. Let's find out. This sounds small? It's not. The Federal Reserve's 2025 report on the economic well-being of U.S. households found that 37% of Americans cannot cover a $400 unexpected expense without borrowing or selling something. Not 1 month of expenses, $400. If you have 1 full month of living expenses sitting in a savings account, even if it took you years to get there, even if it feels embarrassingly small compared to where you want to be, you are ahead of more than 1/3 of your country. 1 month means your check engine light is an inconvenience, not a crisis. 1 month means a medical bill is frustrating, not catastrophic. 1 month means you have options that 37% of your neighbors simply don't have. That's not nothing. That's a genuinely significant financial position that most people will never publicly celebrate because it doesn't photograph well. But that changes your daily experience of life in ways that are real and measurable. If you have 1 month saved, you are winning. Quietly. Genuinely. This one sounds obvious, but it isn't, because most people's debt isn't decreasing. It's slowly, quietly, incrementally increasing over time. Car loans get refinanced into new car loans. Credit card balances that almost get paid off get partially recharged. Student loans get income-driven repayment plans that extend the timeline. Medical debt accumulates in the background. The default financial trajectory for most Americans involves debt that doesn't go away. It just changes shape. If your total debt load, all of it combined, is genuinely smaller today than it was 12 months ago, you are doing something that the majority of American households are not doing. You don't have to be debt-free. You don't have to have paid off everything. You just have to be on a trajectory where the number is getting smaller. If your debt chart is pointing down, you are winning, even if it's only moving a little, even if it's moving slowly. Direction matters more than speed. Here's a number that should make you feel better about whatever you have saved for retirement right now. According to the Federal Reserve's Survey of Consumer Finances, roughly 25% of Americans have zero retirement savings of any kind. Nothing in a 401k, nothing in an IRA, nothing in any dedicated retirement vehicle at all. Another significant portion have very small balances. If you have any money in a retirement account, even $500, even $2,000, even an amount that feels embarrassingly small given how close or far away retirement is, you are ahead of a substantial portion of your country. The compound interest math is on your side in a way that's hard to overstate. $5,000 saved at age 30, never touched, growing at 8% annually, becomes approximately $73,000 by age 65. Not from adding more, not from any special strategy, just from existing for time in a retirement account. If you have something, anything in a retirement account, that something is working for you right now, even while you sleep, even while you do nothing, even if you feel like it's not enough. It's not nothing. It's a foundation. This sounds like the absolute floor of financial competence. It's not. Late payments, missed payments, and collections are extremely common across income levels. According to Experian's 2025 State of Credit Report, a significant percentage of Americans have at least one account in collections, one missed payment in the last 24 months, or a derogatory mark on their credit report from a payment issue. Paying your bills on time, consistently, month after month, regardless if it's comfortable or inconvenient, is a discipline that takes real effort, is a habit that not everyone maintains, and is quietly building a credit history and a behavioral pattern that has long-term financial value. When you pay on time, you're not just avoiding late fees, you're demonstrating to yourself and to the financial system that you manage obligations reliably. That reliability compounds over time into lower interest rates, better insurance premiums, more housing options, and a credit profile that opens doors. It doesn't feel like winning, it feels like adulting, but it is winning, and it's more uncommon than you think. You don't need a detailed budget broken into 47 categories to be winning financially, but you do need to have a general sense of where your money goes. Research from the National Financial Educators Council consistently finds that the majority of people, including people at relatively high income levels, significantly underestimate their monthly spending. They know their rent, they know their car payment, but the everything else category is often a vague blur. If you can answer roughly how much you spend on food per month, how much on transportation, how much on discretionary items, even if your estimates are approximate, even if you're not tracking to the dollar, you are in a category of financial awareness that a significant portion of your peers are not. Financial awareness doesn't require a spreadsheet or a budgeting app. It requires enough engagement with your own numbers that you're not completely surprised by your bank account at the end of the month. If you have that awareness, even imperfectly, you have a foundation that makes every other financial improvement possible. High-interest debt, specifically credit card balances carrying 20% APR, is one of the most financially destructive forces in personal finance because it compounds against you with the same mathematical power that investments compound for you. $5,000 in credit card debt at 22% APR, making minimum payments, takes approximately 9 years to pay off and costs roughly $7,000 in interest. You pay more in interest than you originally spent. If you have no high-interest debt, no credit card balances carrying month to month, no payday loans, no personal loans at double-digit rates, you have eliminated what is probably the single most common financial anchor weighing down the median American's wealth-building capacity. You might have a mortgage, you might have a car loan, you might have student loans. Those are different conversations with different math. But if you have no high-interest debt, you are financially free of the most destructive category of obligation most people carry. That freedom, even if you don't feel it consciously, is showing up in your numbers every single month. Income growth is one of the most underrated financial indicators. Not because more income automatically means more wealth. We talked about lifestyle inflation in a previous video, and we know that's not guaranteed. But because income growth means your capacity to build wealth is expanding. If your income today is higher than it was 3 years ago, through a raise, a promotion, a job change, a side income, a freelance client, anything, you have demonstrated something important. Your economic value is increasing. That's not guaranteed. Inflation erodes purchasing power. Industry disruptions eliminate job categories. Skills become obsolete. The fact that your income is on an upward trajectory, that you've either grown within a role or moved to a better opportunity or built something on the side, is a sign of financial momentum that shouldn't be taken for granted. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, real wage growth, income growth after accounting for inflation, is not universal. Many people see their nominal incomes stay flat or grow modestly while inflation erodes their actual purchasing power. If your income has genuinely increased in real terms over the last 3 years, you are ahead of a significant portion of workers.